how you doing?
Hey, guess what? We're actually going to review a movie you've heard of this time. What movie are we reviewing today?
We are looking at Ant-Man. Ant-Man is, if you don't already know, which, if you don't, what cave have you been living in? But anyway, Ant-Man is Marvel's current film in their cinematic universe and will eventually be seen in the Avengers.
Okay, basically, it's about a guy named Scott Lang, played by Paul Rudd, who is an ex-con. He's just been released from jail, and he's trying to live the straight and narrow life to lead a good example for his daughter, but he can't really get a job, and
because he's an ex-con and
and all that.
Got a record, naturally.
Yeah, so he has to resort back to crime, and he robs the house of a millionaire by the name of Hank Pym, played by Michael Douglas. Welcome back to Movies, Michael Douglas.
We missed you!
We missed you a lot.
We missed you! Thank you for coming back.
Anyway, and when he robs the house, he notices that there's not any jewels or money or anything you would expect a rich person to have, but this weird suit.
Just a suit.
So he takes it because, well, at least now I won't be leaving completely empty-handed. No. And it turns out that this suit...
Suit's better than nothing, I guess.
Yeah, I don't blame him. So the suit gives him the ability to shrink down to the size of an ant. And that's basically the whole point, is he is the size of an ant, but he also has super strength. So he can kick the ass of all these bad guys, but they also can't see him coming, too.
But the reason why he has this suit, because Hank Pym set him up to steal this suit, so he can have him sneak into the former company that he retired from and steal the suit that his former apprentice more or less stole the idea from him. So.
Yeah, and because the former apprentice, who is now the CEO of the company, is a bad guy. He's an evil guy who's gonna use the suit for evil purposes. And so, together, Scott, Hank, and his daughter Hope have to get together to stop the evil bad guy from doing evil things.
He finds this guy and he wants him on his team because, you know, he's a burglar, but obviously he has to train him on the suit, show him how it works, and also be able to control an army of ants, which, you know what? I never thought I would say this. I want an ant as a pet now. These ants are adorable. It's like, he has like this little like earpiece, I guess, like connect to his brain waves. That's how he can control the ants. I just want that just so I can just control the ants and then just I don't know, teach him how to play fetch or something. I want a pet ant now. They're so cute. We think of ants as disgusting creatures, but they're cute, isn't they? Wouldn't you say?
This movie will make you think an ant is cute. 4 stars.
Yes. Okay, that's the end of the review now. No.
No, thanks for watching, everybody. Bye.
Bye.
No, okay. This movie is fun. I feel like that's the best thing we could say about it. And let's be honest, that's a good thing to say about any superhero movie. It's fun.
They're supposed to be fun.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. It really does still suck you into this world. The Marvel Cinematic Universe does a good job of making it feel like it's all set in the same world, but also still being able to tell these individual stories that can hold up on their own.
And it does actually, I think, does a clever nod to the Avengers.
Yeah.
And even a cameo from Falcon, who is Captain America's buddy.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to spoil it, but it's a pretty memorable cameo. It's a lot of fun to watch.
going into it, this movie I wasn't really that excited about. This is probably the only Marvel movie I went in not being very excited about.
Yeah.
Because I didn't know that much about Ant-Man, but the concept seems silly to me. He can shrink to the size of the ant, what do you fucking do? And, you know, the trailers weren't really selling me.
The trailers were, the promotion for this movie was shit.
Yeah, it was not good
It was
at all.
shit. You know, they did not do a very good job at promoting this movie.
They really didn't.
No, it's like, really, is that it?
Yeah, and I wasn't really sold on Paul Rudd right off the bat.
No.
Because, frankly, other than Our Idiot Brother, I hadn't really seen anything that I was really that impressed with as an actor. And, you know, I didn't see him as an action star.
I mean, it's just like the guy who's known for doing romantic comedies, and you're going to cast him as a superhero, but he actually did really well. You wouldn't think, like, I didn't think this guy would be very good at carrying a movie like this, but you know what?
Mm-hmm.
If you're going to cast Paul Rudd as a superhero, it makes sense that it would be this guy, because he's not heroic by nature. He's kind of an idiot, we'll face it.
Yeah.
Which actually he is. No diss towards Paul Rudd, but he's, I guess, good at playing idiot characters. but he doesn't, because he doesn't have, I guess, like, he's not your typical superhero.
Yeah.
And plus, actually, you know, Paul Rudd actually is good with comedy, and because there is comedic dialogue in this, he actually handles that very well. But he also handles the serious moments really well, too.
And I really just liked Scott as a character, because, like you said, he's not, like, I guess, a hero by nature so much, but he is a good man by nature.
Yes,
he's good,
absolutely.
but very flawed. He has very good intentions. Everything
just
he
made
does,
a lot of mistakes, you could say.
Yeah, exactly. And a lot of mistakes, and, you know, also the victim of circumstance a little bit. And then, you know, Hank comes along and gives him this opportunity that no one else is giving him.
Nobody wants to give him.
Nobody else. Yeah,
because of his past.
Yeah, exactly. And so, and that's really a big reason why this movie works, because you buy this guy as a criminal, but you also buy him as a good man.
Yes.
Which, if you think about it, is not easy to do.
But they pull it off, though.
Yeah, they really do.
And actually, I will actually give a compliment about Paul Rudd. I think this is the most range we've ever seen.
Oh, without a doubt.
He shows a lot of range in this movie that I don't think we've ever seen from him. So, good job, Paul.
Yeah, and while
I doubt my opinion means anything to you, but good job.
But while we're on good acting, let's also talk about Michael Douglas.
Michael fucking Douglas!
Damn.
Oh my God, where have you been, Mikey?
Oh, we missed you so much. It's
yes.
like Michael Douglas. He hasn't been in movies in a while. Although
maybe
some of
he
it
has, but it probably been probably off the radar.
Yeah, I know. Well, he was in. The only things I can think of right off the bat that he's been in, like Wall Street 2, which I didn't see, and that Liberace TV movie, which I also didn't see. So
he's in the Liberace TV movie.
Yeah, he was. He played Liberace.
Okay, that's.
And Matt Damon played his gay lover.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Now you kind of want to, right?
Yeah, actually, yeah. But
that sounds interesting.
But anyway,
but we're not talking about that. But no, I mean, it could have just been a case of, hey, I'm a big name actor and I'm here just to fulfill my big name actor status, and he could have played the part that way and the role could have been written that way.
Yeah.
But you never get that impression. Like, Michael Douglas goes into every scene like this, like he sells every scene. He has, you know, everything you expect, but he's willing to put that all on the line and his own life to, you know, stop a very bad man.
And his reputation, if you think about it.
And his reputation, absolutely. You know, I mean, he's putting a lot at risk. He's, you know, by, you know, helping a ex-con.
Which, again, in itself, is a big risk.
Mhm. Yeah, especially when Scott gets into trouble again.
Yeah.
So he's now helping a fugitive that's on the run.
So he's committing a crime, you could say.
Yeah, he is. He is. So it is interesting because I feel like this is the first Marvel movie where the characters are working on the outside of the law, but they're doing it for the right reasons.
That is true. That is true. Which,
yeah.
Let's go ahead and talk about the villain.
Okay. Before we talk about the villain himself,
Yeah.
I want to talk about the actor who plays him because
Yes.
we're about to talk negatively about the villain, but I don't want you to think that our negative feelings towards the character reflect our feelings towards the actor.
We have opposite feelings towards both of them.
Yeah, believe it or not.
Yes.
Because the actor is played by Corey Stoll, who basically looks like how we'll probably look in about 20 years. You might recognize him if you're a fan of House of Cards, like I am, as Peter Russo.
Never seen it.
Because you're a jerk. Corey Stoll plays the villain, and he brings so much charm and charisma to this role. Like every scene he is in, you just feel like the intensity. You just feel like he's so intimidating, and he's just having a blast. Like he's having fun playing the over-the-top villain, but he doesn't go so over the top that it's cartoonish or silly or not threatening. He's still very intimidating in every scene he's in, and he's so good to the point where you forget just how badly written his character is.
Well, actually, that's the thing. That's the thing about. That's the thing is that he is so good in this movie that it's easy to forget how pathetic his character is. His character's like a child, basically.
Yeah.
As far as we can tell, he doesn't really have really much of motivation as to why he's doing this. Just for petty reasons. Because basically because he just feels like that he was treated unfairly, and he's a little jealous of Hank Pym.
So and it doesn't even go into details why he feels, other than Hank lied to him about the Ant-Man existing.
Because, he feels like Hank should have trusted him, but he didn't. So because of that, he's going to destroy the world. I mean, that sounds like a trustworthy guy, right? I mean,
I would.
I trust him.
Yeah, he's the kind of guy you would ask to babysit his kids, but the kid called him a meanie poo-poo head, so he blew up the house.
Basically, yeah. It's time to go to bed. I don't want to go to bed. Okay, I'll throw you off a cliff.
Yeah, basically. Yeah.
I mean, he is a child. He is a child. He's like Syndrome from The Incredibles. Except in that movie, it makes sense because he's supposed to be like this adult who I guess never stopped being a kid and not stop having, childlike petties. But for this character, not so much.
No. But again, I don't want you to think that we're bashing the actor, because the actor is fantastic. It's the way the character was written. That's not great.
Poorly written character.
Yeah, and I feel like that's... Other than Loki, there haven't been that many good villain roles. I mean, the actors they've gotten have been very good, but, other than Loki, Loki is really the only character, or pretty much the only villain you can probably remember by name.
One thing that I want to point out is 3 hilarious characters are basically the guys who help Scott rob pretty much anything, which one of them played by this guy who he's Russian in the movie. He may or may not actually be Russian. I don't know, but
yeah, we don't know the actor's name. I'm sure the sarcastic asshole text will tell you in the background.
Yes, but also something that surprised me, the rapper T.I. is in this movie, which I was surprised. It was funny. We were like watching, he shows up on screen, and then I just kind of turned to him like, is that T.I.? And then at the end of the credits, it showed his actual name, and in parentheses, T.I. I can't fucking talk, but yeah, T.I. I'm just like, oh hey, that was T.I.
Yeah.
Yes.
And who played our favorite character?
Yes, Michael Pena, which some of you may recognize from the movie Crash, which, you know, he's usually known for doing very serious films, but he is funny in this. He is my favorite. He's my favorite performance, and he played my favorite character. You know, a lot of times when they get actors who aren't necessarily known for comedy and, you know, put them in comedic roles, it just kind of seems like, okay, you're just trying to be funny. No, this guy had great comedic timing. He, like, nailed all of his lines. He was just great.
I feel like one thing that works is, like, this character could have been really annoying and grating.
He could have been the Jar Jar Binks of this movie.
He really could have. The reason why it works is because none of the jokes are ever dragged out for too long. It's basically like, okay, he says a joke, and it's funny, it gets laughed, okay, move on. And, you know, he says another joke at another scene, it's funny, moves on. I also feel like his character works because it frankly feels real. We all know a guy like that. We all know a guy who is well-intentioned, and he's not incompetent, but he's also not very smart, and he doesn't have great social skills, which leads to a lot of
He's good at what he
scenes.
does, but he lacks social skills, which, again, I think we all know somebody like that. In fact, I think we're both guilty of being that. I think, since most of you know us in real life, you probably agree that we're both that person.
I think the one more thing is why that character works is because I don't feel like they think that just because he's the comedy relief means that he has to be funny in every scene. And I think that's why it doesn't feel forced and doesn't feel like they're trying too hard, because when he is funny, he's funny, but they don't feel like they have to make him funny in every scene.
And actually, funny characters, the comic relief characters, like, example, Jar Jar Binks, they're useless, but this guy's not useless.
Yeah.
He, you know, he's very great with computers. He's pretty much, he's the hacker of the group. So, like, you know, and he's pretty much Scott's right-hand man. So, he's not useless at all.
Yeah, so that's what also keeps them from being annoying, because you're not thinking the entire time, why is this guy here? No, you know why he's here, you know?
No, we know why he's on the team.
Yeah. The other thing is, I feel like this movie, I guess, lacks some of the wow power that some of the other Marvel movies. Like,
it's not as epic, you could say.
Yeah, exactly. Don't go in expecting an Avengers or a Captain America Winter Soldier or even a Guardians of the Galaxy. It's really more up there with, like, the first Captain America or Thor.
Yeah.
It's a good, enjoyable movie, but not much more than that. It's
At least it's not Iron Man 2, we'll just say that.
That's true. Thankfully, there's only been, as far as I can, in our personal opinion, there's only been one bad Marvel movie, or Marvel Cinematic Universe movie, and that's Iron Man 2. We liked Iron Man 3.
Yes.
It's Iron Man 2.
Come at us, trolls! Come at us, bitches! Oh, the trolls don't know that we exist.
Yeah, so we're good for a while.
For now, at least.
Until they know of our existence, we're fine.
Yes.
But no. But that's the thing is, they've all been really good. And that's, considering how many movies that they've made now, that's pretty impressive that they've been able to make consistently good movies, and even great movies.
Yes.
One right after the other. But
they have a good track record.
They have a good track record, but I wonder, can they sustain that over more films, especially as some of the recognizable actors like Robert Downey Jr. and Chris Evans, they're going to eventually want to retire and stop making these kind of movies.
Yeah.
And, you know, go on to other things, of course. And that's a big reason why this movie even exists, because they're trying to add more characters. As, you know, they take out some of the older characters, they're putting more in. And as enjoyable as this movie is, I do wonder if they're eventually gonna start running out of steam, or we're gonna be seeing lesser movies.
Or as they put it, they're going to start jumping the shark.
Yeah. But, you know, then again, Captain America was enjoyable, but it also, the first one didn't have that umph that the second one did. So
Yes.
maybe Ant-Man 2 will be like Captain America Winter Soldier. Who knows?
We'll see. You know, it also focuses on Hank's daughter, Hope, who, you know, helps train Scott. She's played by Evangeline Lilly, who...
From Lost.
Yes, and she was also in The Hobbit.
Yes.
She's okay. She's
fine. I didn't even think she was bad.
no, she was okay, but like her character was
Not memorable.
not memorable, and something I hate seeing in movies. I just hate seeing in movies. It's just romance characters where like, I hate you, I hate you, I hate you. Oh, I love you for some reason. I'm in love with you for some reason. It's just, I hate seeing that in movies. And yet, we see that a lot in movies for some reason. I just don't get it. Like, what relationship is like that? It's like...
I will say that this movie does this aspect better than most of the
Yeah,
examples.
Yeah.
Because they at least form a believable respect for one another. It isn't like they go through the entire movie hating each other, and then all of a sudden at the end, oh, I love you and I want to be with you for the rest of my life.
Get
out of
Smart.
nowhere. Yeah, like Get Smart. Which I actually like Get Smart.
I
but
like that movie too, but that...
Yeah, that aspect's not good. But I will say that while the mutual respect for each other is believable, the romantic connection, not so much. And I never really believed them as a couple.
Not really.
And it was just kind of sprung. The whole romance angle was kind of sprung on us at the very end of the movie.
Oh, they're of the completely opposite genders. Oh, they need to be like sucking faces by the end of the movie.
Yeah, because, you know, we can't have two main characters of the opposite gender, you know, not be romance. That could never work. I will also say, though, that it's not near as painful as the other big blockbuster franchise that Evangeline Lilly was in that had a forced romance, because she was also the female elf in the Hobbit series.
Yeah.
So it's not as painful as the love triangle between her, the dwarf, and... Yeah, the only good-looking dwarf, and... Okay, Thorne was pretty good-looking, but I digress. Between her, the good-looking dwarf, and Legolas.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's better than that, less painful than that, but still not a good romance.
Yeah.
Closing thoughts, enjoyable, a lot of fun, very funny, knows not to take itself too seriously, but I feel like it is a movie that you can see in theaters and get your money's worth, but I don't feel like you need to rush out. You could just see it on DVD too.
Or Netflix.
If it's on, yeah.
If it's on Netflix, which I mean, you know,
Yeah.
it probably will be since
Yeah.
it's Marvel.
Yeah.
But okay, my closing thoughts is, you know what? It did exceed my expectations because I really wasn't expecting much, and the fact that I simply enjoyed it, meaning that it exceeded my expectations.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you know, when I saw it, I wasn't thinking I spend money on this shit.
No,
so
not at all.
no, so it was good. I enjoyed it.
Right. Anything else you want to add?
Not really.
You don't want to say anything about an ant or anything?
I want an ant as a pet! Come on, Marvel, get it. I want an ant as a pet. You need to start selling ants to the public, you know, have ants be... Ants need to be pets, you know?
No, they don't. You realize that's a movie, right? That in real life you couldn't actually get them to do things for you.
That movie is a documentary! Haven't you seen Galaxy Quest?
I'm pretty sure that's just a movie too.
Liar. Bye.
finger was close to my face.